So hey guys, I'm breaking my usual once a week schedule to give you an extra video because I think this really needs to be talked about. It is a real shame that I have to go on and talk about this, and it's a real shame that this was actually a thing that happened. But if you don't know, there were a ton of drinks that were being spiked at the FWA con that just happened a couple weeks ago. And I wanted to make a quick video both discussing what happened at the con as well as some drink safety, some cool things that you can try and do to stay safe, and a discussion on why is this happening and why people need called out. I want to talk about this because I previously made a video praising FWA as one of my favorite cons. And please note that it still is, and it's not entirely the con staff's fault that this happened, but how they address and handle this situation really will determine the future of the con and set precedents for all other cons. Attendee safety is extremely important to me and I know many others, and it needs to be taken seriously. Yes, it is difficult to police room parties, but something needs to be done to handle the drug problem that is going on. So let's start off first with the drama. It seems that individuals were going around the con. I'm not sure if it was only at room parties or if it was bar staff too, spiking the drinks. According to some tweets, which I've posted some and blurred out names of people just for privacy, there was a lot of this going on at room parties, an astronomical amount. And several people got sick, and geez, I certainly hope that that was the extent of it and nothing worse happened. But for those of you that don't know, roofies are a terrible drug. They make you black out. It is called the date rape drug for a reason. You're loopy, you lose memory, you can't control your motor functions. It's an awful thing to experience, and terrible people use it to do terrible things to you. So what exactly can you do to be safe at a con and avoid getting drugged? Well, first, if you host a party, don't just let anybody into your party. Set up someone to be a bouncer, check IDs, and so on. This way you know who is coming in, and you can narrow down any bad apples or any riffraff. This also prevents dangerous people from coming in and stealing or drugging or causing other sorts of problems. Check everyone's pockets and bags. Anyone who has a problem with that clearly has something to hide, or if they don't want their bags searched, they can go and drop them off at their own hotel room and come back empty-handed. Don't accept any drinks you didn't see made, or better yet, just make the drinks yourself. Usually at hotel parties there's open bars. Of course, the entire bottle can be spiked, but if that's the case, you would be seeing other people either not drinking it because they know it's drugged, or everyone would be acting extremely weird, and that should set off some red flags for you to get the heck out of there. When you do have your drink, keep it close to you. Literally, do not let it out of your sight for even 1 second. Keep it in front of you so you are facing it. If you lose it, even for a second, consider it gone, throw it out, go get a new one. Don't drink out of any cups that are laying around. Don't drink out of yours if you lost sight of it for even a second. Someone who is really determined to hurt you will wait a long time for even a split second to drop the drug in your drink. Don't drink out of punch bowls. Could easily have something dropped in it. Take small sips of your drink and assess the situation, and if you start to feel weird, stop. Or if the drink doesn't taste normal, if you have a go-to drink like I do, and you know that it tastes weird, not just because it's like bottom of the well liquor. Honestly, at this point, I just started bringing my own alcohol, and I have flasks, and I'll just carry those around, and they're on my person all the time. So then I no longer have to run that risk of having any drugs dropped into my stuff because it's always on my person. That might be something you want to consider if you absolutely must drink at a con. Roofies are odorless and can be tasteless, so be aware of signs and symptoms that you or someone else has been drugged. And some of those signs could be that your head feels foggy and you start to slur your speech, you start to become dizzy, you feel excessively drunk even though you haven't had a lot, or maybe you've only had one drink, but it is significantly more drunk feeling than normal. You have difficulty concentrating, you have huge bouts of nausea, interactions with people you or the person that is being drugged normally wouldn't have, so it's with an unsavory person, things like that. And if you suspect you or someone else has encountered or been drugged with roofies, you need to call emergency services right away. Don't hesitate, don't wait, especially if emergency services are busy. The faster you call, the faster they get there, and people can die from being drugged. Stay with that person, whether you know them or not, or if it is you, make sure you have your friend stay with you. It's a good rule of thumb to never drink alone, though. Try to avoid changing your clothes or going to the bathroom so that when the EMTs arrive, they can collect evidence on your body and from your fluids. Don't sleep it off. Again, you can die this way. And try to drink water. I know it might suck, especially if you're nauseous, but getting water in you will really help you feel better. There are a few items that you can buy to kind of help prevent or circumvent your drink getting drugged. You can buy cup condoms, like nightcaps, and you can put them over top of your drink so that no one can drop anything in it, especially if you're in a crowded environment. This is good for clubs anyways. You can buy drink drug testers, so when you get your drink, you can drop the test in and make sure that it is not spiked with anything. Like I mentioned previously, you can buy a flask and carry your own drink on your person. This might be good for cons, and if you're going to a hotel party, you can just drink your own drink there. You know you made it, you feel safe, and then you can still have fun and get a little tipsy with everyone. And of course, all in all, stay safe and have a good friend with you and watch each other. Never drink alone. You can even buy these things and take them to parties so that you can give them out to your friends who need to test their drinks, especially if you suspect someone has been drugged. At the end of the day, if you see something, please say something. Cons are supposed to be a fun experience, not a miserable one like this one has been. And those that like to ruin cons due to their entitlement need to be called out and ostracized and held accountable. That's one good thing about this fandom, is when something bad happens, people do seem to pretty quickly make others aware of it, which I think is pretty good. Now, all we have to do is just catch these bad people and make sure they never go to another con and do this again. Of course, it is all about who you hang out with, because that can make or break a con. So be sure to pick and choose your friends wisely. And if you start tagging along with someone you don't know very well, don't accept a random drink from them. I know it might seem okay in the moment, but it's best to err on the side of caution, unfortunately, because there are bad people that will do bad things to you. Regardless of how old or young you are, what gender you identify as, it's just best to be safe. So what do you guys do when you go to cons to stay safe if you're drinking and partying? Share your tips in the comments below. I would love to hear from you, and let's share and make others aware of this. I know AnthroCon is coming up, which is another big con. I will be at AnthroCon. If you're going to parties, especially at AnthroCon, be smart, be safe, and watch each other. But that's all for now, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, as it does really help my channel out. But that's all for now, guys. I'm Kuro from Kimono Dungeon Fursuits. I will see you in the next video at my regular time on Wednesday. Bye-bye.